In a world that often equates loudness with strength, those of us who embrace silence may feel overlooked. Yet, it is in the stillness of quiet that true power resides. The art of commanding respect without raising one's voice is a path seldom walked, but it is one that leads to a form of influence far greater than the fleeting roar of the outspoken. To master this path is to embody the essence of Stoic wisdom, where self-control, fortitude, and the overcoming of destructive emotions define our every action. Let us together explore how a quiet demeanor can evoke profound respect from others, not through force, but through the steady, unshakable strength of character that Stoicism teaches us. The power of quiet strength, a deeper exploration. In a society that often celebrates the loud and the bold, the quiet among us may seem to go unnoticed. But true strength is not in how much noise we make, it's in the substance of our character, the consistency of our actions, and the unwavering principles by which we live. The power of quiet strength lies in its subtlety, its ability to influence without overt display, and its capacity to command respect through integrity rather than intimidation. Actions speak louder than words. In the teachings of Stoicism, we learn that the most powerful actions are those that are guided by virtue, not by the desire for recognition. As Seneca eloquently puts it, a good character, when established, becomes a source of pleasure, not ostentation. When we choose to let our actions speak for themselves, we embody a kind of strength that does not need to be validated by others. Consider the impact of a leader who leads not by shouting orders, but by quietly setting an example. Their strength is not diminished by their silence, rather, it is magnified. People are drawn to such individuals because they sense the depth of their character and the reliability of their principles. There is no need for loud proclamations or aggressive displays, just the steady, consistent demonstration of values through action. The depth of understanding. Silence provides us with the space to observe and to think deeply. When we refrain from filling every moment with words, we give ourselves the opportunity to truly understand the world around us. This understanding is the foundation of wise action, and it is why the quiet often possess a kind of insight that eludes those who are constantly speaking. The ancient Stoics understood the importance of this reflective silence. By taking the time to observe, we avoid the pitfalls of rash decisions and hasty judgments. We see the full picture, consider all angles, and then act with the precision that commands respect. This is not the weakness of hesitation, but the strength of deliberation. When we speak, our words carry weight because they are not given lightly. People come to value what we say, not because we speak often, but because when we do, it is thoughtful, considered, and worth listening to. This is the power of quiet strength, a power that resonates far beyond the moment, leaving a lasting impression. The inner fortitude of silence. Quiet strength is not merely about withholding words, it is about the inner fortitude that silence nurtures. When we are quiet, we are not passively withdrawing from the world, but actively engaging with it on a deeper level. We are cultivating an inner strength that is resilient to the challenges of life. This inner fortitude is what allows us to remain calm in the face of adversity. We do not need to lash out or defend ourselves with loud words because we are secure in our own understanding and in our own values. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us that the best revenge is to be unlike the one who caused the injury. Our silence in such moments is not a sign of defeat, but of self-mastery. We do not allow others to dictate our emotional responses, we choose how we will react. And often, the most powerful reaction is none at all. Respect through quiet authority. People respect those who are unshakable, who are not easily moved by the opinions or actions of others. When we cultivate quiet strength, we become a beacon of stability in a turbulent world. Others look to us not because we demand their attention, but because our quiet confidence reassures them. They see in us a model of how to live with integrity and courage without the need for constant validation. In this way, quiet strength creates a silent authority. It is an authority that does not need to assert itself because it is recognized and respected by those who encounter it. This is the essence of the Stoic approach to life, to be so firm in our own principles, so rooted in our own values, that we become a source of strength for others, even without saying a word. To embrace the power of quiet strength is to live a life of purpose and integrity. It is to understand that true respect is earned not through forceful words, but through consistent, virtuous actions. It is to cultivate an inner fortitude that remains unshaken by the chaos of the world. And it is to recognize that in our silence we can find a strength that is deeper and more enduring than any outward display. Let us, as students of Stoicism, continue to walk this path of quiet strength, knowing that the respect we command will not be fleeting, but lasting and built on the solid foundation of our unwavering character. Mastery over emotions, the key to true respect. In the realm of Stoic philosophy, mastering one's emotions is not just an ideal, it is a fundamental requirement for living a life of virtue. Emotions, when left unchecked, can lead us astray, causing us to act irrationally, harmfully, or in ways that we later regret. As practitioners of Stoicism, we understand that true strength lies not in the absence of emotion, but in the mastery over it. This mastery is what allows us to maintain our composure, make sound decisions, and ultimately command respect from those around us. The Stoic approach to emotions. Stoicism teaches us that emotions are natural, but it is our response to them that determines our character. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them." This statement highlights a crucial aspect of Stoic thought. Our emotions are not caused by external events themselves, but by the way we interpret and react to those events. When we encounter situations that provoke strong emotions, anger, fear, sadness, we must remind ourselves that these feelings are our own creations, born from our judgments. The key to mastering our emotions is to question these judgments and to align them with reason. For example, if someone insults us, we might initially feel anger, but upon reflection, we may realize that the insult says more about the person who delivered it than about ourselves. By reframing our perspective, we can dissipate the anger and respond with calmness and dignity. This ability to pause, reflect, and choose our response is the essence of emotional mastery. It is not about suppressing our feelings, but about understanding them, controlling them, and ensuring they do not control us. When we demonstrate this level of self-control, others see us as composed, rational, and worthy of respect. The impact of emotional mastery on relationships. Mastery over emotions also has a profound impact on our relationships with others. People are naturally drawn to those who are steady and reliable, especially in times of crisis. When we are able to remain calm and composed in difficult situations, we provide a sense of stability that others find reassuring. Moreover, by mastering our emotions, we avoid the destructive behaviors that can damage relationships, lashing out in anger, acting impulsively out of fear, or succumbing to despair. Instead, we approach each interaction with clarity and purpose, making decisions that are guided by reason and virtue, rather than by temporary emotional states. This emotional stability not only earns us respect, but it also deepens the trust that others place in us. They know that they can rely on us to act with integrity and wisdom, regardless of the circumstances. This trust is the foundation of strong, respectful relationships, both in our personal lives and in our professional endeavors. The quiet fortitude, strength, and endurance. Fortitude is the Stoic virtue that empowers us to endure adversity with grace and resilience. It is the strength to persevere through life's challenges without being broken by them. For those of us who practice Stoicism, this quiet fortitude is not about bravado or showing off our strength to others. It is about cultivating an inner reserve of resilience that allows us to face difficulties with calm determination. The nature of Stoic fortitude. Fortitude in Stoic philosophy is deeply connected to the idea of accepting what we cannot change and focusing on what we can control. As Epictetus wisely advised, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. This mindset is crucial to developing fortitude. When we accept that certain events are beyond our control, whether they be the actions of others, natural disasters, or even the inevitability of death, we free ourselves from the anxiety that comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. Instead of wasting energy on what we cannot change, we direct our efforts toward what we can influence: our own thoughts, actions, and attitudes. This focus on what is within our control strengthens our resolve and enables us to endure hardship with a sense of purpose and composure. Quiet resilience in action. Quiet fortitude does not seek attention or recognition. It is a strength that manifests in our ability to keep going, to keep striving for virtue, even when the world seems to be against us. It is the ability to maintain our principles in the face of temptation, to stand firm in our convictions when others waver, and to continue working toward our goals despite setbacks and obstacles. This kind of resilience is often silent, but it is no less powerful for its lack of fanfare. Those who possess quiet fortitude do not need to broadcast their struggles or seek sympathy. They draw their strength from within and let their actions speak for themselves. Over time, this quiet resilience earns the respect of those around us. People admire those who can face adversity with grace and who do not falter under pressure. They see in us a model of how to live with dignity, no matter the circumstances. This respect is not superficial or fleeting, it is deep and enduring, rooted in the recognition of true strength. Mastery over emotions and the cultivation of quiet fortitude are central to the Stoic way of life. They are not only the keys to earning respect from others, but also the foundations of a life lived in accordance with virtue. When we master our emotions, we become unshakable in the face of life's challenges, able to respond with reason and integrity rather than being driven by our feelings. When we cultivate quiet fortitude, we develop the resilience to endure adversity without losing our sense of self or our commitment to our principles. As we continue on this Stoic path together, let us strive to embody these virtues in all aspects of our lives. In doing so, we will not only earn the respect of others, but also find within ourselves the strength and peace that come from living in harmony with our true nature. The silent influence leading without words. In a world where influence is often equated with loud voices and assertive behavior, the concept of silent influence might seem paradoxical. Yet, those of us who follow the Stoic path understand that true influence does not always need to be vocalized. There is a profound power in leading by example, in shaping the thoughts and actions of others through quiet demonstration rather than through overt persuasion. The silent influence is the hallmark of a person whose presence alone commands respect and inspires others to strive for virtue. Influence through example. Silent influence begins with the way we live our lives. As Stoics, we strive to embody the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in all that we do. We do not need to preach these virtues to others. Instead, we live them out consistently and authentically. When others see the integrity with which we conduct ourselves, they are naturally drawn to us. They recognize that our actions are guided by principles rather than by self-interest, and this recognition creates a deep, often unspoken respect. This form of influence is powerful precisely because it is not forced. People are not coerced or manipulated into following our example. They choose to do so because they see something in us that they admire and want to emulate. This is the essence of leadership by example, a leadership that is grounded in the quiet strength of our character. The impact of consistency. One of the key aspects of silent influence is consistency. When we consistently act in accordance with our values, others begin to see us as reliable and trustworthy. They know that we will not waver in our principles, even when faced with pressure or temptation. This unwavering consistency is a source of quiet influence because it provides others with a stable point of reference in an often chaotic world. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, said, The path to a noble life is made up of consistent actions. By maintaining this consistency in our actions, we create an environment where others feel safe to follow our lead. They know that we will not act impulsively or change our course based on external factors, and this predictability fosters a sense of respect and admiration. Consistency also means that our influence is not dependent on the situation or the people around us. We do not change who we are to fit in or to gain approval. Instead, we remain true to our principles, and this steadfastness in itself becomes a powerful form of influence. The quiet authority of self-control. Another critical element of silent influence is self-control. When we master our emotions and remain composed in the face of adversity, we project an aura of calm authority. People are naturally drawn to those who can maintain their composure in difficult situations, as it signals strength, reliability, and wisdom. In moments of crisis or conflict, those who remain silent and composed often exert the most influence. While others may be quick to react, to argue, or to panic, the Stoic remains calm, assessing the situation with clarity and responding with measured action. This quiet authority commands respect because it shows that we are not easily swayed by circumstances or by the emotions of others. This is not a passive form of influence, rather, it is an active demonstration of the power of self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us that the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. By choosing not to retaliate or to be provoked, we demonstrate that our actions are governed by reason and virtue, not by impulsive reactions. This restraint is a silent yet powerful form of influence, as it sets a standard for others to follow. The influence of presence. Sometimes the most profound influence we can exert is through our mere presence. A person who embodies Stoic principles exudes a sense of calm, confidence, and purpose that is palpable even without words. This presence alone can inspire others, providing them with a sense of stability and reassurance. When we enter a room, our demeanor calm, composed, and self-assured can shift the energy of the space. People notice how we carry ourselves, how we listen more than we speak, how we respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This quiet presence can have a more lasting impact than any speech or argument, as it communicates a deep, inner strength that others instinctively respect. Moreover, our presence becomes a reminder to others of what is possible when one lives in alignment with Stoic virtues. It encourages them to reflect on their own actions and choices, and to consider how they too might cultivate a similar strength of character. This is the essence of silent influence, guiding others not through direct instruction, but by being a living example of the virtues we hold dear. Silent influence is subtle, yet it is one of the most powerful forms of leadership and impact. It does not rely on words, force, or authority, but on the strength of our character and the consistency of our actions. As we walk the Stoic path, we understand that true influence comes not from making others do what we want, but from inspiring them to strive for virtue by showing them what is possible through our own lives. By leading through example, maintaining consistency, exercising self-control, and simply being present with quiet confidence, we create an environment where others feel compelled to follow our lead. This influence is enduring, as it is rooted in respect and admiration rather than in fear or coercion. As we continue to cultivate our silent influence, we not only elevate ourselves but also those around us. In this way, we fulfill our duty as Stoics to live virtuously and to inspire others to do the same, not through loud declarations, but through the quiet, steady power of our example. In conclusion, the quiet path to respect. In a world that often misunderstands silence as weakness, we, the practitioners of Stoic wisdom, know that it is our greatest strength. By mastering our emotions, embodying fortitude, and leading by quiet example, we command a respect that is deep and enduring. This respect is not the result of force or fear, but of the calm, steady power that comes from true self-control. Let us continue on this path together, knowing that the respect we seek is not in the noise of the world, but in the silence of our own minds. For it is here, in the quiet, that we find the strength to overcome, to endure, and to inspire. In the end, it is not the loudest voice that commands the most respect, but the quiet strength of a mind that is truly at peace. If this video resonated with you, and you're on a journey to cultivate a stronger, more resilient mindset, make sure to hit that like button. Your support helps this content reach others who might need it just as much as you do. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. By subscribing, you'll join a community of like-minded individuals striving for self-mastery and inner peace. Together, we can continue exploring the principles of Stoicism and unlocking the power within. Don't miss out. Subscribe now, and let's keep growing stronger, one lesson at a time.